3 Who songs and 1 by a Beatles. So this video is the top 10 greatest covers performed by Green Day. I'm really excited about the new Saviors album, but that's not what this video is about. We're talking about the best songs that Green Day have covered, whether it be live or a studio recording of a classic song or maybe a newer song. You don't know what it could be. Let's just jump in. I've got two honorable mentions in this list, and the first honorable mention, I guess it would be number 12, would be Rip This Joint by the Rolling Stones. Green Day have performed this live, and it's always been a blast. It's been a bop, and Green Day have gone a long way in introducing me to older bands from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and the Rolling Stones are, I've listened to their entire catalog and I've enjoyed it, and I really got into them because of Green Day. And that's going to be pretty much the theme of all of these artists. The next one is going to be Husker Du's Don't Want to Know If You're Lonely. Green Day did record this one, and I've dabbled in Husker Du, but I haven't done their entire catalog yet. I'm really excited to do it. But this song is really great, and it was a good introduction from an 80s, 90s punk band like Green Day, getting me into their inspiration, the stuff that inspired them, the stuff that they're listening to. Those were my honorable mentions, and those were freaking monsters of rock, right? Husker Du and the Stones. Now we're in the top 10. We're working our way up to number 1, right? That's how these lists work. You probably are familiar if you've been on YouTube for a few seconds. Number 10. This is crazy that we start off with this. We Are the Champions of the World. Queen. I grew up. I was born in 1985. And my parents had a really, really great record collection. They had a great cassette collection, great CD collection. And I heard a lot of Queen growing up in the late 80s, early 90s. And I remember, like, Your Ring Around My Neck. Is that Queen? Anyway, Queen were a big part of my life growing up. And then I kind of, didn't listen to them for a little while, and then Green Day started really praising Queen and the Who and the Beatles, and just seeing Green Day perform We Are the Champions in 2005, they really were the champions of 2005, and it really pumped me up to go listen to A Night at the Opera, and that one was so good, I had to listen to all the other ones, right? Queen don't have any bad albums. That band is freaking amazing. One of the best frontmen of all time. They heavily inspired Billy Joe with the Hail, me say Dale. That's Beetlejuice. That's not Queen or Green Day, but you get what I'm saying. We are the champions. They don't say of the world every time. They only say it a few times, maybe only once. Number 9, Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry. Oh man, I loved Green Day doing this one. It was so fun, and I did actually get into Chuck Berry more because of Green Day's cover. I saw a really epic video. Maybe you can find it after you watch me, of course. Chuck Berry performing on stage, his guitar string breaks, and he continues playing while he changes the guitar string. I've never seen that. It takes me like 7 hours to change one guitar string. And that's like in my living room, pure silence, 1,000 how-to videos on the YouTube, and it's a lot. It's really hard for me. Me, not a good guitar player. I'd say like Chuck Berry is like right here, and I'm like right here. But what are you gonna do? it's going to take me a little bit to catch up with them. Number 8 song that Green Day have covered is going to be Chocolate Rain by Tay Zonday. And this was an interesting one because it's actually sung by Frank Edwin Wright III. Did I say that right? I think I said that right. Trey Cool, the drummer boy. Chocolate Rain. I think I'd heard the original before Green Day did it. I did. I actually had the MP3 on my computer. And when Trey Cool did it, it was just amazing. There were some little vocal snippets in there of stuff from the Foxborough Hot Tubs record. Like, you're doing it freaking wrong. And just, there was a lot of interesting stuff going on when Trey Cool covered this. It was just a fun little video, a lot of improv, and it's just so much fun. It's one of my favorite Green Day covers. Definitely check it out. Number 7 is The Kids Are All Right by The Who. And I remember very clearly where I saw this one. The American Idiot, the build-up to American Idiot. Green Day were performing on all these TV shows, and they were doing all these really cool shows, playing American Idiot. Holiday. I believe I heard Holiday long before anything else of American Idiot. They performed it on a show. They performed American Idiot, and they did The Kids Are All Right by The Who, and I just fell in love with the song, and I had to hear the original. The original was almost as good as this, and it made me fall in love with Green Day, and it made me very, very intrigued to hear more by The Who, especially as we got into this concept album era of Green Day, where they were doing these big, massive, bombastic album ideas, concept records and stories based on things like Tommy and Quadrophenia and the other Who album. A Quick One While He's Away. That's what I was trying to think of. The album is called A Quick One. And I got Tommy and A Quick One, I think, at the same time. And I think I like A Quick One better. I definitely like A Quick One and Tommy better than Quadrophenia. I could never really get into Quadrophenia. But Tommy, oh my gosh, the movie is great. The album is great. A Quick One, though, that stuff really gets me. Batman, come on, people. You can't get much better than Batman theme song. Batman! Batman! I think recently somebody found the Batman riff in 72 Seasons by Metallica. That's kind of weird. And Metallica are friends with Green Day. That might come into play later in this video, this list. Number 6, best Green Day cover is Surrender by Cheap Trick. This is without a doubt one of the greatest songs ever written, ever recorded, and Green Day just really do it justice. And again, this is a case of Green Day doing such a magical cover that I just became a fan of Cheap Trick instantly. I was like, well, whoever wrote that, I've got to go listen to every song they've ever recorded. And I did that with Cheap Trick, and it was often very rewarding. I won't say that I didn't love everything they did, but I don't think they did anything that was really terrible either. I think they've got a long, storied catalog, and they're a really, really awesome 70s rock and roll band. You just can't go wrong with Cheap Trick. But Surrender? Wow. And I've recently, I have to dig into those lyrics about old maids for the war. And did you know the falling off thing was about a body part? Wow. You got to look that up. Those. It's very kind of tricky to figure out what this guy is talking about with him and his parents, but it's worth looking into. Surrender by Cheap Trick. And we just keep getting better and better. That song is often melodized. That's put into a melody. A melody. Not a melody, a medley. A medley. Green Day do a medley of Bastards of Young and Surrender and some other songs at times. But Bastards of Young by The Replacements. This is one of those songs that just rips me up emotionally. And I can't live without it. The original is great. Billy Joe's and Mike and Trey's version is just perfect. It was just so emotional and raw, and I would have loved to have been there when they performed it. But unfortunately, I've just got MP3s that I've gotten from totally legitimate places. And Green Day's Bastards of Young, you just have to hear it. You have to hear the original, and you have to become a fan of the Replacements. I know not this year, but in years past, I have I've liked to put the Replacements on around Christmas time. It just seems like it fits really good into decorating a Christmas tree and stuff like that. I think this year I kind of went with a more eclectic mix of punk rock for Christmas decorations. I think I tried to do some Christmas, like actual Christmas music, but that doesn't usually do it for me. Number 4, best cover by Green Day is going to be Working Class Hero by John Lennon. I was so excited, and I'm still excited about that little era of Green Day after American Idiot, where they were releasing singles like The Saints Are Coming, The Simpsons theme song, Working Class Hero, and it seemed like we were going to get a 2006 or 7 Green Day album with them wearing denim and like black and white scarves. They just had a really good look in 2006 and 7. And Working Class Hero, it's a classic John Lennon song, and they were raising money or raising awareness in the Green Day music video for Darfur. And that collection, I've actually got it. I thought I had it. I don't got it. I must have thrown that out because it wasn't like a necessity owning the CD, but it was a really good compilation. I kind of wish I had it. Gosh, dang it, I threw that away. Or I sold it. Or I think I probably gave it to a bookstore. But Working Class Hero, that is the 4th best Green Day cover of all time. Now we're in the top 3, and these songs just are perfect in every way. Number 3 is Hybrid Moments by the Misfits, and this one I got into the Misfits because of Green Day, but I've also, like, this song I've heard by so many artists. It's like for a while there, every time I went to see a show, Foreign Strange Band, the solo, there's a solo show of Four himself doing Hybrid Moments, and it was eerie. And then I've seen some punk bands, I've seen some rock bands doing Hybrid Moments. It is one of those songs where just something magical happened when this song was created, and it's just really mystical, fictional, mystical, maybe spiritual. I hear of you, but you too crazy. Spin the definition of what life is. Priceless for you because I put you on the hype shit. You like it? Gun smoking righteous. Oh, we're not talking about gorillas though. That's weird. Hybrid Moments. It's a true punk rock anthem, and it's kind of like Freebird. I just want to like scream Hybrid Moments instead of Freebird, because that when you yell Freebird, nobody likes it for some reason. I think it's pretty cool. It's what I want to yell at the end of every show, because I can't play that guitar solo, and I wish I would hear somebody do it. I haven't seen Leonard Skinner live in concert, so why are we talking about it? I'm not a part of a redneck agenda, so I guess I'm still allowed to go see Leonard Skinner, right? Yeah, it'll be fine. It's all good here. It's all good, man. So yeah, Hybrid Moments by the Misfits. Really amazing. We've got 2 more Green Day covers. And number 2 is The Saints Are Coming, the live version. And it's very important that it's the live version and not the studio version, because the studio version doesn't have Bono's freestyle. We're living like birds in the magnolia trees, child on a rooftop, mother on her knees. Her sign reads, please. I am an American, and I believe Bono is from Ireland. So it was just crazy. And it was, you know, the Superdome. There is a house in New Orleans they call the Superdome. I'm gonna cry. It's been a ruin of many a poor boy, and God, I know I'm one. God dang it, Bono, Billy Joe, God dang. That was just epic, and that is another moment that connects with this song. When Green Day and U2 joined forces, became one giant band, and performed at the Superdome, and just gave hope to New Orleans. And there's the video of not seen in real life, with everybody getting rescued and help is on the way. They did other songs too. They did like Wake Me Up When September Ends, and it was just part of that huge momentum that Green Day had from 2004 all the way through, till now. They've still got that momentum, but it was part of that sweeping wave of American Idiot excitement that just kept on pumping. And that live performance of The Saints Are Coming, it just, oh my God. And also the original artist, the Skids, it got me into the Skids. The original version is very good, but Green Day and U2, they owned it. They really owned it. They owned it. Sorry. Oh man, they owned it. I'm crying over The Saints Are Coming and Hybrid Moments. But man, I'm really going to lose my mind. I have made Facebook posts about this #1 song. I have danced around in my underwear screaming it. I've lost my voice to this next one. It's just, oh my God. Oh my God. We gotta get album for this. We gotta get album for this #1 thing. Get out of the way, Rob Zombie. Stay there, Weird Al. Jeez. It's neatly stuffed in between Weird Al and Rob Zombie. We got Tommy, and we got a quick one. A quick one while he's away. This is better than this, I'm telling you. That's pretty freaky, though. Look at that. Green Day in 2009, with the release of 21st Century Breakdown. Green Day were just, and I'm pretty sure that Green Day record, I think they're like secretly recording way more than we know about. Like when they go into the studio, I think they're like banging out like 7 or 8, maybe a dozen albums when they go in. Like they go in with all these ideas that Billy has, and I think that the Green Day vault is just overflowing. Like if Green Day were to break up today, there are thousands upon thousands of songs in the vault. I'm pretty sure. I've seen glimpses. I've seen little glimpses. And there's just songs as far as the eye can see. But anyway, sometimes they need to cover the Who. They made this list 3 times. What do we had? What did they? Twice, not 3 times. The Kids Are Alright, and a quick one, While He's Away. This is a song like Jesus of Suburbia, like Homecoming, or Forever Now, Dirty Rotten Bastards, One-Eyed Bastard. That one's not a long song. A quick one, While He's Away, is a multi-part song that tells an incredibly heartbreaking story about a man who goes missing. And then his wife is very sad, very upset. People are coming by to comfort her. They're trotting, people are trotting on horses. There's like horse sound effects. And then there's cello, 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 cello. Did you know that the Who couldn't afford cellos back then? And then Billy Joe's out here feeling like a cello. They couldn't have played Billy Joe back then. Could they? This wasn't from 1995, you doofus. Came out in 66. So yeah, they couldn't have played it with Billy Joe because he was -4, if my math is correct. But yeah, it's a story about losing someone, missing them, being comforted by others, and then eventually you get lonely, and she missed him, and she ended up in a relationship with Ivan the engine driver, who's going to make her feel all right. And then eventually the man comes home, and she admits to him, I missed you, and I must confess, I kissed a few, and once did sit on Ivan the engine driver's lap. And later, she even took a nap with Ivan the engine driver. And I'm sure you could just feel, oh, I got goosebumps. You don't even have to hear the man's reaction of like his woman telling him this, but it rushes over you. It like just destroys your soul. Like, God, what do you do in that situation? And it builds up, it culminates in the You Are Forgiven, and this is like the most spiritual thing. Like sometimes if I am really needing to purge, I've been working on that video for a while, like how to use music to fight your anxiety or your depression. This is a song to do that. Just You Are Forgiven, the exuberance, just the relief. You are forgiven. You are forgiven. And Green Day do such a good job at recreating the craziness. They even make it crazier. Forgiven, 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 I can't even do it. If the camera wasn't on, I could do it. But you are forgiven. You are all forgiven. You are 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 all forgiven. Boom, boom. Oh, man. Such a great song. And that is the top 10 or top 12 covers by Green Day. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you got some knowledge out of it. I cried, so that was pretty cool. So please like, subscribe. We are in full Saviors mode here on the channel. Got a lot of cool ideas I'm thinking about doing for the Saviors album cycle. So more Green Day videos right here with me. I've got about 1,000 Green Day videos now, so check those out while you wait on the next one.
Look lit in my arm, shittiest true harm. Tanks on the battlefield, leaves in your sky. Falls here, autumn, never ask why. Shot up the place like a cowboy gets drunk, and adults in school, the kids are flunking. Drunken bunnies, hey, 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 look lit in my arm. Bye, backstreet and arm. Turn away, dog, Trey Cool, rides hog, pink bags and tracks and broken branches. Winter or spring, it's avalanches. Hug me dirty like Saint Indian, and friends and enemies know you in the end. Sober death. Hey, 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 look lit in my arm. Bye, backstreet and arm. Bark like a dog, scream like a cat. Ain't meowing this fat, viva la death.